Okay, for problem number 40, I'm not going to say it's a difficult question, but it's a question that requires work to get through it, and certainly some people are quicker than others. I do write the work down for you. The work is over here, and there is a solution to the problem over here. Again, if you're capable of working through this on your own, there's really no need to watch the video or even look at my work. What I want to do though is go to the whiteboard, and certainly I'm going to do the problem as written over here. Certainly more work is going to go down. So for example, I'll go through these steps over here at the whiteboard, and certainly we want to make sure we meet these milestones if you're having trouble with this. Again, the end of it is 1/4. The sum does exist, it's 1/4. All right, I'm going to go to the whiteboard, and let me see if I can do that. Let me get rid of this. Let me make sure I got my pen out. And the first thing I would do is, looking at it, it certainly reminds me of partial fractions. So let's take a look at it, and we got the sum. Write this over here, and this says n equals 1 off to infinity, and then you got 1, and you got n cubed, and then you got plus 3n squared, and then you got 2n. My first goal is just partial fraction decomposition on it, and you're really hoping for something pretty nice out of it. So let's write this over here. This is going to be 1. This is going to be n times n squared plus 3n plus 2, 1, n, let's see, n plus 1, n plus 2. This equals, I really don't know, over n plus b, I really don't know, over n plus 1, plus c, over I really don't know, n plus, n plus 2. I can multiply both sides with the LCD. The LCD is n plus 1, n plus 2. What are you going to get? Well, again, both sides get multiplied. So the left side, when I multiply the left side, I get 1. And when I multiply the right side, I get a, n plus 1, n plus 2, plus b times n plus 2, plus c times n plus 1. Well, I'm going to pick some easy n's. I pick n as 0. What does this give us? It gives us 1. And what do you get there? If n is 0, the second two terms disappear, and the first term just becomes 2a. Relatively simple. I know a is 1/2. Let me take another simple number. I'm going to pick minus 1. Left side's always going to be 1. The right side, the first term disappears, the third term disappears, and the second term, what are you going to get? Let's take a look. You're going to get, you just get b. Minus b, I mean. Let me just make sure that's true. And let's see if that is true. You'd get, let's see, minus 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 times minus 1 is, yeah, minus b. So what's b going to be equal to? Minus 1. Let's pick another easy number. I'm going to say minus 2. And you get 1 there. The first term disappears, second term disappears, and the third term, what are you going to get? You get minus 2 times minus 1, which is 2c. Relatively simple. What do I get over there? I get c is equal to 1/2. I got something pretty simple. I'll write this down for you. So I got this fraction over here. Whoops, sorry about that. I'll write it down as 1 over n squared plus 3n plus 2 is going to be equal to, let's see, a is 1/2. I'll write this over here as 1/2 over n. The b is minus 1. That's n plus 1. And the c, that's 1/2 over n plus 2. I'm a little disturbed by the half, by the way. I'm going to pull it out. What do you get over here? 1/2. You get 1 over n. Then you get minus 2 over n plus 1. Then you get 1 over n plus 2. All right? What do we want to do? We want to make a summation. Let's write this down. But we're going to do a partial sum. And the partial sum is going to stop at n. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to say we're going to start at 1. Little n starts at 1. And we'll have a stop at n, where n is some finite number. What do you get over here? 1 over, well, I'm going to write down the original sum. It's n cubed plus 3n squared plus 2n. This is going to equal the sum, and we're going to use our partial fractions now. What do you get? 1 up to big N. I'm going to pull the half out. And we left off with 1 over little n minus 2 over little n plus 1 plus 1 over little n plus 2. Now the issue over here is trying to figure out this sum. And what am I looking at? I'm going to call this Sn. This is a partial sum. And I think I can do it. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to look at it and I'm going to start to write the terms down. And as I do it, I'm really kind of writing one term at a time down. So I want to concentrate on this guy. Then after I'm done with that, I'll go on to the next one. So let's do that. And what do you get? Well, you get 1 over 1. And then you get plus 1 over 2. Let's see, plus 1 over 3. It's up a little tiny bit. I'm going to say I certainly know the pattern. I want to go to the end of it, though. What would it be? It would be 1 over big N. But I want to go backwards. And it's going to be 1 over n minus 1. I'm going backwards. 1 over n minus 2. Let's go to the middle term. And what do you get over there? Well, you get minus 2. And what do you get in the bottom? You get, let's see, 2. Minus 2 over 3. Minus 2 over 4. I'm going to go to the end. It's minus 2. Gee, what do you get there? It's going to be big N plus 1. I'm going to go backwards a little bit. That's going to be n. I'm going to go backwards a little bit, and that's going to be n minus 1. All right, let's go to the third term. What do you go there? Plus 1. And what do you get there? We're starting at 1, so it's going to be 3. Then what do you get? 1/4. Whoops, sorry about that. 1/5. I'd like to go to the end, and the end would be what? 1 over big N plus 2. That's the end of it. I'd like to go backwards a little tiny bit. Little tiny bit. And then I look for a pattern. And I want to tell you that I think I see a pattern over here. And I want to tell you what pattern I'm seeing. If I look at this over here, I'm seeing a diagonal pattern. And what do I know about that over there? You know, certainly if I had to get 0. And I hope you realize that I would be able to do it here too. Like, for example, there is another quarter. And then the 5th would go, right? Now I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And what do I see? I see the pattern here as well. And you'd expect to see that, right? That would also sum to 0. There's a pattern over here. That would sum to 0. Hope you realize that everything in the middle disappears. So what are you left off with? And let's go through that. You're going to be left off with, oops, sorry about that, 1/2. Let me get rid of this. Parentheses. Let's be very careful. I see 1 over 1 minus 2 over 2. Again, I'm checking these guys off. I do see a half. And in the end, what do I see? Well, let's write this down. I see this. I see this. And I see this. So that's what Sn is. All right? So Sn is 1/2 times 1 over 1. I should say the quantity 1 over 1 minus 2 over 2 plus 1/2 plus 1 over n plus 1 minus 2 over n plus 1. And then plus 1 over n plus 2. What am I going to do now? I'm going to write the limit. And what I want to do is I want to do the sum n equals 1 to infinity of 1 over n cubed plus 3n squared plus 2n is the same thing as taking the limit as the big N goes off to infinity of Sn. Well, I'm looking at that, and I kind of want to write down, n gets large, right? This big N gets large. The last 3 terms disappear. So we're left off with 1/2, 1 over 1, which is 1, minus 2 over 2, which is 1, and then a half. And then those last 3 terms, as n goes to infinity, disappears. We're left off with 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4. And we're done. All right? Thank you.